Hello. I'm back. This took a while. Took me late. I don't know. For some reason, I opened up OBS and just all my settings were gone. Not all, but like a lot of my settings were gone. So it took me about an hour to get this up and running again. Hopefully, you can hear me. Looks like you can. I should actually test that. Why is that still? No. Okay, my phone's not acting. There we are. Okay. Give me a second. I can't hear that. I should be able to. Why can I not? Oh, because I've got it muted. Haha, that'll do it. Testing 1, 2. Why can I not hear that? Well, I'm getting bars, so should be able to. Let's see. Let's go to Twitch properly. And I'm already in Twitch. Damn. Hang on. Annoying. Hang on. This shouldn't take long. Yep. Okay, I heard that. Excellent. Let's go back to there. All right. Cool. Anyway, it's working. Yay. All right. So I'm gonna play Soul Reaver 2. About 2 weeks ago, I played the first one. Did it in 3 streams. This one I'm hoping to do in 1 stream. Should take about 6 hours. Recap on the story. So, Raziel was sorry. It's an apocalypse. Cain rules the world. Raziel is one of his lieutenants, his second hand. He's second in charge. He grows some wings. Cain kills him for that. Raziel comes back to life as a wraith instead of a vampire, and goes on a quest to kill his brothers and Cain. Along the way, he finds out that he is obviously go and watch the stream if you really want to see it, but along the way he finds out that when he was a human, he was a Sarafan, which was a priesthood of vampire hunters. He didn't know that because he didn't remember his human life. And so he kills his brothers, Malchiah, Zephon, Rahab, and Juma, gets a power from each of them. Terrell he doesn't find, so he doesn't kill him. And he goes to kill Cain. And, actually no, wait, sorry. The first time he fought Cain drew the Soul Reaver and shattered it on him. The blade just shattered, and then there was a wraith blade there, so he took that up, and now that's bonded to him. And the second time he got to Cain is the end, which you're actually about to see. He fights him, he beats him. Cain gets away through a portal. He goes through the portal and he meets Mobius, which means that he is thousands of years in the past. He doesn't know when, but Mobius died like 2,500 years before the events of the first game. So he's at least that far back. And the final fight of the first game is the intro of the second game. It looks better. It's choreographed better, obviously, because it's a cutscene, not gameplay. And the dialogue has changed a little bit. It's mostly the same, but changed a little bit, and for the better, I think. And I think that catches you up. So we're going to go see what happens after what happens to him in the past, when the world is probably not an apocalypse as it is in his own time. Alright, so here we are, Soul Reaver 2. And I got headphones in because I want to hear it. Oh, hang on. Boom. Oh, you can't hear that. Why not? That's interesting. Right. Let's see if I can fix that.
To know the future, Raziel.
There we go.
To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kane. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer. Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kane. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny. Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands...
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Cain. Some 30 years from now,
You two are a pair, but just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Cain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Cain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then. But consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Cain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Cain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Cain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Cain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how, I had not yet discovered.
Alright. So that was a lot. Alright, so looking at these murals, which the Mobius told us that's Vorador. Raziel's heard stories of Vorador from Cain. He knows who he is. And one thing he did was he killed 7 of the circle. No, hang on. No, 6 of the circle of 9. He didn't kill Mobius, he didn't kill Mortanius, and he didn't kill... Who's the other one? Malik. And that happened in the intro of Blood Omen, the first game. And... it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't know, when you see it in the first one, do they look anything like... I think that one actually looks like one of the ones you see. Because you do see it. I don't remember though. But anyway, that's an important event in the history of Nosgoth that basically set everything into motion. Everything? Yeah, pretty much. Maybe not everything, but a lot of it. Anyway, so the Circle of 9, I should explain that. They are 9 sorcerers who they're all bound to one of the pillars, which we'll see later. We saw in the scrying pool that Cain is waiting at the pillars. We'll see them when we get there. In the first game, the first game, in Soul Reaver 1, they are destroyed, and Cain has put his throne on them. They are, in the first game, Blood Omen, they are not destroyed yet, they are corrupted. Cain has to kill all of the Guardians because someone killed Ariel. Nalpraptor found her, went mad, infected the rest of them with madness. So Cain had to kill them all, and to restore Nosgoth. That didn't go as planned. Nosgoth was corrupted anyway, and thousands of years later, Cain's the Emperor. Anyway, I think that's all the backstory you need right now. So let's get going. And we are in the Seraphin's stronghold. I wonder if I can stab this guy. Maybe not. We lose some abilities in the first game, which is annoying. Yeah, hurt him a bit. How do I... Combat's not as good as the first game, combat's not as good, puzzles are better, story is better. Oh, well, I mean, depends what you like in the story. Story is better. What else is there to involve? I mean, it's PlayStation 2, whereas the first one was PlayStation 1, so the graphics are better. This is the original graphics, which is better than the original graphics of the first game. This is the remastered graphics. Alright, Sack of the Soul, that's your health. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you. I don't care about that guy. Here. No point in killing them. Which is true in the first one as well. Unless you need health, don't bother. Or if you
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Cain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me. Get it! Taste my blade!
That's what they look like now. That's what they look like in the original. Big improvement. Well, all these. So they're back by not even about the next game. But in the next game, Defiance, you do come to the San Francisco Stronghold, and it's a completely different layout, which is annoying. Like, it's not the same place at all. And it's kind of okay with this because it's a big place. Maybe it's not the same area, but like the pillars, the landscape of the pillars is, you know, completely different. There's another area I can't think of right now, but yeah, the pillars in particular, like that's the central. Everything revolves around them. That's a very important landmark, and like you're in the same time period, basically. Not exactly, but you know, it's close enough. And it looks completely different. That's annoying.
There's one.
But I mean, the game's good, so who cares? Right, now it doesn't actually tell you this, which is annoying. If you haven't played the first one, you don't know that you can shift. I want to show you this first. It gives you a map, but like, it's useless. The pillars, time streaming device. It's of no use to get around. Anyway, so shift to the next, to the spectral realm. I can tell you that, you just gotta know. So that was a bad design choice. On. Yep. And that lets us go through here. Higher, thank you. We can't open that door because the you can't move things in spectral.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
What did he meant to say? In the intro when he was talking to Mobius, he says, "I should kill you where you stand." And Mobius says, "Perhaps you should, but you don't." I love that line. Because Mobius knows how he dies. Kane kills him 30 years after this, which means that this is 30 years before the events of the first game. So I had a thought there. What was it? So I've lost it. Yeah, so Mobius knows when he's going to die. He tells us that that's 30 years from now, which means we're 30 years before the first game. So that's why the pillars are still standing, because they get corrupted in the intro of the first game, and they collapse during the first game. So this is obviously before that. And I don't need to kill these guys. They're not doing anything. Come over here.
As I neared the stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step. So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kane's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kane. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Kane shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me became my symbiotic weapon.
And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused. And for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity. Willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leached to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Cain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth ready to guide and assist you, Cain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage comes from?
Listen to me, Raziel. You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Cain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Cain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Cain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy, you are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
Alright. So let's, can we get over here? Yes. William's tomb. And if we look at this. So in Blood Omen, yet another tie to the very first game. Everything revolves around that. the nemesis was conquering Nosgoth, and he was unstoppable. Cain went to King Otmar to fight him. That was called the Battle of the Last Stand. They lost. Cain somehow found a time streaming device, went back in time 50 years, so 20 years before this, and killed William the Just, who would become the nemesis. At the time, William was beloved. He was, good. So a vampire killing him, not a good idea. He became a martyr. Mobius, who had obviously planted the time streaming device, used that event, tricked him into doing it, then used that event as a catalyst to hunt vampires. He started a crusade to kill vampires, and so by the time Cain got back to his present, 30 years after where we are now, he was the only vampire left. Mobius had all but set them extinct. That happened in the first game. And this mural is their depiction of him. Cain's the villain, William's the martyr, and that's what it is. And when they fought, they both had a Soul Reaver, as you can see, and it was broken. And as we just saw, Raziel, not intentionally, but Raziel fixed it. And now the next bit of lore coming up is that.
So this was the legendary Janos Ordrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Sarafan finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still-living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Sarafan therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
Alright, so another thing, first game. Janos Ordrin. He was the greatest of the vampires, apparently. We don't see him in the first game, we just hear about him. His heart was ripped out of his body, became known as this relic called the Heart of Darkness. In the first game, the Heart of Darkness was what would you call it? It's not actually the Heart of Darkness, but you would get other copies of it, I guess. And they were like health points. You ate a heart and you got a bunch of health. If you died, you'd spend a heart and come back to life. If you didn't have any hearts when you died, that was it. So yeah, so they've in this one they've made him they've done this. I think that's all there is to say about that. Reaver now. We can bring that up whenever we want. But that marker going around the health, if that goes all the way around, you start losing health. And any souls of enemies you kill get eaten by the Reaver, not by you. So it's a powerful weapon, but it's got a cost. Whereas in the original, in Blood in Soul Reaver 1, it was a good weapon, but you had to have full health. You lost any health, it was gone.
strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here. And then so cruelly profaned by Cain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Sarafan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become, and a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Cain and destroy him.
Do get back in defiance. Go ahead. Alright, so let's have a look around. Juma, he was the last guy we killed before Cain. He gave us that wraparound power, which was kind of silly, but whatever. Don't have it in this game. And there's that purple thing behind him. And Zephon, he was the spider one. He's the one that lets you climb walls. Rathiel. Terrell, he's the one that got away. Didn't find him in the first one. He was in the intro. He was mentioned. No, was he mentioned? He was in the intro. I can't remember if he was actually mentioned during the game itself. I don't think he was, but whatever. He was going to be in it, but he never ended up being. Rahab, he's the one that swam, so he gave you the... That's interesting. He gave you the ability to swim. What I said was interesting is that he's got sea lions, seahorses on his armor. That's a bit, what's the word? Predictory? The word? Prophetic? And Malchiah, he's the original, first guy he killed, the weakest. He gave you the ability to phase through stuff. I was thinking I would like prophetic stuff like that. There's no spider on him or anything. Alright, anyway, where are we gonna go? We're gonna go upstairs. Which is somewhere. Let's have a look at that. Came to that door. There it is. You also around here somewhere. And over here is a door. See, this is all the I was going to get Christian artwork. I mean, I don't know, would you call that Christian? No, I guess Christian-ish. The architecture is kind of Gothic. It's, you know, that kind of period. Whereas in the first one, the architecture was... actually, it was a mix, looking at it. I've always said in the past it was Islamic, but it's more of a mix of Christian and Islamic. Like there was a chapel and a cathedral. Sorry, an abbey and a cathedral, which are both Christian. Alright, check this out.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality, and I knew with certainty then
that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Alright, so the world is. Oh, didn't mean to do that. The world isn't dead, is what I was going to say. Oh, this is much better. For some reason, in the original, which you can. I don't know if you can still buy it, but I've still got it. It worked fine for a while, for ages. I don't mind. But then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, when you were swimming, like they upgraded it and screwed something up. You would be, instead of like being like this as he is right now, you'd be going up and down for some reason. So it's nice to be able to swim properly. Alright, I'm annoying. These fish. Thank you, Rahab, for letting me swim. I think. No. That's where I want to go. That's not where I want to go. I want to go there right now. Show you something.
I did not yet possess the means to unlock this barrier, but this enigmatic symbol was clearly the key.
It's something else. Alright, so where do we need to go? We need to go over there. Alright, I just want to test something out, make sure it works. Oops. Make sure it works. So we've so Reaver. Oh, come on, I can't type Reaver to intro. If I do that with an exclamation mark in front of it, of course. Boom. Huh. My bot is not working. Why not? Hang on. Let's fix that first before we continue. It's turned on. That's good. Oh, right. I didn't make that command. All right. Let's so Reaver intro. All right. So that will get you the. There it is. A YouTube link to the intro of the first one. If there was anyone watching, that would be of interest to them, maybe. But that's fine. I'm playing a game I like. Don't need people watching. But you're welcome to.
As I passed this arcane landmark, a wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn into the rim, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
Alright, so in the original one, if you died, you went to the spectral realm. If you died in the spectral realm, you ended up back under the abyss in the underworld. In this one, you get these things, and I can't actually remember if you die in the physical realm, do you go to spectral or do you just go there? Either way, if you end up dying in the spectral realm, you end up coming back to these beacons. There's also something else over here somewhere. Where is it? I think. Oh no, that's not here. What is that? What could that be? Alright, so go.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
Alright, let's save on 20. The wrong thing on my screen. Doesn't affect you, but I was. Oh, no, good. Alright, so that's what I was looking for a second ago, is this thing. Save points. The first one you can save it anywhere, this one you can't. You can save here. But what's interesting is this thing, whatever it's called, save points. That's how you save the game in Blood Omen. These things were in it. So that's kind of cool. See, it didn't tell you how to phase earlier, but here it tells you how to duck and jump. So, that's
While
kind
I
of
had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
I just had a thought. I should, if you watch the first one, you will know. Hang on. Let me pause it. Cool. If you watch the first one, you will know that I showed you that while showing you that symbol in the game. That is Kane's symbol, and if you pay attention, you'll see it when Kane shows up. You'll see it on his cape. And I'll suppose I should show you my arm when it's there. I won't be able to pause it, but you'll be able to look at it. Anyway, I just had thought I should make that a command tattoo. That would be cool. Maybe I did already, actually. Did I? I don't think I did, but let's have a look. Did I? No, I didn't. So I made that a clip. So it's on YouTube. So I should make that a command. Anyway, that's not important right now. Let's go back to the game. Back to saving Nosgoth. And try not to whack the microphone. That would be smart. See, it tells us glide. Tells us stuff. That just doesn't tell you the, non-obvious thing of phasing. Alright, so that's one that. Well, damn it. I want to look at this corpse. Oh man, that's gory. That's what it used to look like. That's what it looks like now. Okay, and you don't need to whack him up. You don't need to kill him. You can. You don't need to. You can just run past him. Which is kind of a bad design. Whatever. And at the end of this windy corridor chasm thing, watch this. The birds disappeared. What the hell? Alright, at the end of this is we're gonna find Kane. Why are the birds disappearing? What the hell is going on with that? That's weird. Nordic scene, you know, with Odin. So there's a religious, you know, reference there. As with pretty much everything in this game. Well, not everything, a lot. Which I talked about while I was playing the first one. Wait, what we talked about? Oh, no, it's not a dog, never mind. Oh, what? I got no health. What's happening there? Just said I had
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
So maybe the vampires aren't so bad after all. Let's go. You can do that, but you can't really use it in a fight. After the first one. And the third one, actually. Third one should be like this stuff. Gotta kill this guy, because... Shit, wait a second. Same guy. Gotta kill this. Definitely go. Because, Seraphan are good. They're evil, right? Yeah, because if I didn't kill her, I wouldn't be able to do this. She attacked me while I was pulling the lever. And through here is a cool cutscene. Maybe my favorite cutscene in the whole game.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. the ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the Pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these Pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nupraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nupraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the Circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Cain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Cain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Cain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Alright. So that was something I didn't tell you earlier because I thought it was a spoiler, forgetting that it was going to come up. In the first game, Cain kills all the Guardians, then he finds out he's the last Guardian, so he needs to die to restore the pillars, and there's two endings, one where he does kill himself, one where he doesn't. Obviously this one is a sequel to where he doesn't, and that's the dilemma. Vampires need to survive, but the pillars need to survive, and Mobius set it up so that it's one or the other. But what if there's another way? Throw a coin enough times, maybe one day it'll land at its edge. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Where's my mouse? Back in soon.
Please, don't ever leave New York. We need you.
Alright, I'm back. Just have to go to the toilet and put a heater on. Because it's getting cold in here. Alright, so.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Cain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Cain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
Well, we can't be going up those stairs. Alright. All these guys. No, actually, I don't remember the remake, but in the original. My health. Oh, health. Yeah, in the original, the souls were just spheres, but in this one they're skulls. So that's a nice upgrade. Thingy, so we can go up.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
going back where I came from? I think I am. Yeah. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, definitely. Alright. So, I'm gonna go this way. If I look at something. Okay. Before we get over there, let's have a look at this door. So that's writing. What does that look like? I don't know actually. It's not Futak. I'm sure it's based on some kind of writing, and that looks a little bit like Raziel. That's weird.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key. And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
Oh. Hang on, that writing looks like some of the writing in the first Soul Reaver. I think. Well, I'm not sure about that. I think it does. Doesn't it? No idea what it says, if anything, but okay. Let's go. And now down here we will find something we've seen before, but thought was gone. But it has been mentioned in this game so far. Do you know what that is?
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Cain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel. Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Your silence was refreshing, while it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you
still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Cain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Cain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Cain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Cain's blood belongs on your hands.
Cain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Cain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse. And after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Alright. So I just noticed something. Which we will look at in a minute. So we got the winged beings and the adversaries. We don't know who they are. They're in a war. The winged creatures built the pillars and which banished the adversaries. But that's how they got that bloodlust. But the Reaver is going to save them. Now what I just realized is calling them the adversaries, that's a biblical term. In I know it's a Job, or Job, how we pronounce it. I don't know I think in some other books, Hasatan, which is not Satan, is the adversary, and it's an angel or someone working for God. So that's interesting that they use that particular term. I'm assuming that's on purpose because, you know, the religious references in these games is just like everywhere. Alright, something else I want to look at is you look at this. those symbols, some of them are in this game. Two of them aren't. Actually looking at so where Raziel is, to his right, that's Earth. To his left, hang on, sorry. To the right of him is Earth, and then going around clockwise, there is what's it called? Darkness, then water, then air, then light, fire, and in the middle is spirit. That is two of them are in this game: spirit and earth. Sorry, water, water and earth, and spirit. The three of them. And I don't know actually. I want to have a look. Are they tied to particular pillars? Because they are. I was going to say spiritually. That's not the right word. I can't think of the word, but they are. Each element is tied to two pillars. I don't know if that's represented here or not. It might be. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so four of them are in this game, but the game wasn't completed, which is why, yet again, it wasn't completed, which is why there's the other two, but they do show up in the next game. Not in any way important, but, you know, interesting. So, now we've got to go down. Let's quick this. What I was about to say was this water. Later on, there's no water, so it's easier, but it's so easy to get lost in this area. Alright, maybe not this bit, but a bit further down. Right here. Up here. Okay, didn't get lost this time. I'm gonna end up this one. Where it lives. Know that from the first game. For Blood Omen. It keeps in the first game, but I mean, this first game means sorry, but one of Blood Omen. One. There we go.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Alrighty. Not annoying. Yeah, annoying. Yeah, oh, yeah. Can you get up there? Oh, been up here before. You can, cool. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, wait, hang on. I didn't know that was there. one somewhere else? Already? Like over there? Actually, I've never been up here before. What if I get over there? Probably not. And we'll go over there first. Is there anything over here? Probably not.
Taste my blade!
Swords are better than spears. In this game. Come on, where is it? There it is. Alright. Yeah, what was I saying? Borrowed leads in this one. We can control. Don't think you can. Yeah, you can't. Pretty sure. There is, I don't know why, but in Blood Omen 2, not a good game, but whatever. There's one cat in it, and I spent about an hour chasing it around the courtyard one time, and I did kill it. And it's weird that you can actually kill the cat. Alright, what was I saying? Vorador lives in the swamp. We know that because Cain met him in the swamp in his mansion in Blood Omen.
So, my lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the Circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Alright, so Vorador's watching me for some reason. How would Vorador even know who Raziel is? I have to kill this guy. Oh, I mean, I don't have to, so I wanna. What the hell? Give me a soul. There's one! Oh, years ago, like 20 years ago, probably. I had saved some of the sound files in this game, and I had them on my USB stick, which was also my MP3 player. You know, before phones had abilities to do stuff. Anyway, so I had all these files of sound files of this on my phone. In there with my music. You couldn't, back then you couldn't sort them in any way. Just everything. And I completely forgot that I had them on there. So I'm listening to music like, you know, a month after I'd done this. I was making a flash file, like an animation thing, that's why I did it. I'll tell you the story after this.
There appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Yeah, so I had these files on my MP3 player. Completely forgot about it. Like a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months later. Quite a while later. I'm waiting for the train, listening to music, listening to, you know, whatever my music was at the time. And then I just hear, "Back to hell with you." And I'm like, what the hell was that? Then I realized it came from, you know, my headphones. And I'm like, then I remembered, oh yeah, those files are still there. I should probably take that off. So that was weird. That was a weird thing that happened to me. Oh, what was I making? I can't even remember what I did with that. What was... I know I had... Yeah, it has like a picture of the pillars, and like you click on the pillar and then it gave you a profile of the guardian of it. And then the Reaver had like the profile of Raziel and Vorador's in there somewhere, and it was like a web page back in made from Flash back in like 2003, something like that. I'm trying to think what year would it be. 2004 maybe? Before YouTube, I know that. Back when Flash was a thing. Anyway, that's the thing that happened. I gotta get back into the game. Boom. Alright, where was I? Ah, up there. This guy, he's going. One wall. Boy, that guy. Girl, whatever. Oh, not gonna work. Yeah, I see.
Here it comes.
Alright, so now there's an achievement up here. Allegedly. So with the remaster, there's a bunch of achievements. I've got all of them except for 2, I think. One of them is this, but it's just never worked. So what you're supposed to do is, you know, the crows keep disappearing. Make 6 crows disappear. But every time I come here, there's only like 4 or 5 of them. So how can I make 6 of them disappear if there isn't 6 there? So that's why I haven't got the achievement. So hopefully, that's why I haven't got that achievement. So hopefully though, sorry, I was trying to play something not important. Hopefully, there'll be 6 there, and I'll get the achievement. Let's count them.
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen,
After the...
but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
Alright, so I saw 3 of them just there. So, 1, 2. 3. And that's it. How am I supposed to make 4 of them, 6 of them disappear? There's only 3. No, so that's where I was earlier. How many crows down here? Probably not. No, let's have a look around. Boom. Where are the crows? Stone the flaming crows, as a certain idiot would say. Alright, whatever. Let's go inside. That's the end of my food. So what I was saying was, look at that symbol. Oh, where is it? Oh, okay, over there. Wherever it is, around here. That symbol there up top. Darkness. So we're in the Darkness Forge, which is going to give us darkness powers. To get up there, which I think he's about to say. Oh, leg. Why is it still so cold? Heat is on. Alright. So, this is our first clue as to who the winged beings are. I think, if I remember right.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the pillars' chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Okay. Interesting. To me, looks, I want to say Phoenician, but I know that's not right. Looks very Sea Peoples to me. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe, who knows? But to me, that's what it looks like. So what was that? Why is that picture here? I don't know. That's not really explaining that kind of thing. Alright, now, actually no, I'll come over here. Pretty sure there's a cutscene. If I do, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not. No, it's not. It's just this. Okay. Alright, so let's go over here. Well, I'm starting to get tired. But I'm not tired enough to actually want to sleep yet. Alright, open the door. I have to phase through that gate. Game though, like in the other one, you spend a bit of time in the Spectral Realm. There are reasons to go there. Now it's sort of not, except for phase 2 gates, and then immediately go back to the been wanting to stream this for like 2 weeks, but I've just been too busy. Or I've wanted to do it all in one stream and I just haven't had 6 hours. And now I'm finally doing it, which is good. I don't know if I will do it all in one day. Alright, see, because it's the shadow thing, Shadow Forge, you need to make a shadow. That's pretty cool. Alright, so, there we go. And go here. Okay, here's another thing it doesn't tell you, but what you gotta do is look up here and shoot that. Alright, so turn it around. And that opens that. Where are we? Duck jump. Alright. And this is a puzzle that I kind of don't understand. Like, all you gotta do is push it until you get lucky. You're not really solving something, you just try all the combinations till it works. Alright, so let's come down here. Alright, so now, if something was on that sunlight that we now got going on it would come over here and hit that moon. And then what? I don't know. Maybe something will happen. Maybe something cool will happen if I do that. Maybe not. Probably will. Maybe I'm actually getting tired. I know I keep saying that, but I am really getting tired now. I've been awake for... What time is it? 4 o'clock. I have been awake for, I want to say, not quite 48 hours. What time did I wake up? Today's Sunday, Saturday, Friday at about 8. So, what's that? 10, about 36 or 7 hours I've been awake. So that explains why I'm getting tired. That's usually when I start getting tired. Alright, face it here. Jeez. Alright. This has got like a tree of fancy in this. That kind of tells you what you need to do. Alright, so we'll come up here, climb this. This. Alright, and then we need to get up there, but it's not. It's too low. So what do we do? Make it higher. Now, not again actually, now we're going to get shadows onto this. So, take this one. Right, and then same thing as last time. Watch it, but I'm not going to now because I'm doing this. Man, it's cold. Why is it so damn cold? Heat is on. Shouldn't be so cold. Alright, but anyway. Alright. Get rid of the Reaver. Jump over here. Cool. And that sits on top of the thingy. What am I talking about? I don't know why I said that. That sits on top of the thingy. That doesn't mean anything. That's how tired I am. Alright. So grab this. And go put it on that on that thing from earlier. Alright, this door opens magically. No reason for it to. Now that's there, and light focus off it, and hits the moon. You won't say what's going to happen, because I know what happens in this game. Makes some darkness, and that powers the forge. We have darkness power. Dark. Let's get dangerous. Save points from here. Alright, over here, grab the Reaver, and stick it in there.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me. And I realized as I recovered control, that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
Alright, the Darkness Reaver. Wait, where are we going? Over here. Cool. Oh wait, I didn't need to do that. I could just come over here and stick my sword. Yeah, on the side, I'm tired, and I need to go nap.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
So let's come out here with the Darkness Forge and get out of here. Retreat, get out of here.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to do the lightness forge. That's really how tired I am. So definitely gonna find a save point, save it, and then quit. Wait, no.
excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
All of that line.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from the...
Oh, man. Still losing consciousness.
That accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origins, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the Pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the Pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the Pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away, until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
Alright.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met.
There.
In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
Oh man, I can't see it, so I'm falling asleep. Alright, gotta save it. Over here, and then gotta stop.
2 arms!
This is why I need to like take a day off just to do this. So I can get 6 hours straight without having been awake, 2 days beforehand. Like a normal day. No, don't do that. Don't be normal. So Save. Save. Out of 20. Cool. Alright, so. Come on, where's the thing? There we are. That's it for now. I am actually really tired. I'm falling asleep and doing this on autopilot without really paying attention to it and falling asleep and then realizing, oh wait, I just did a cutscene that I didn't hear. Anyway, so Vorador, is there anything else to say about him that I haven't said already? Not really, I don't think. Who does he think we are? If he thinks we cause the pillars to collapse, but yeah. If we're ignorant, enlighten us. Anyway, alright, so I'm going to, in this, I will be back in, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe, probably less, probably more, and we'll play some more of it. So, bye.